Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
As the agent for Peyton Ansley, John Milton, you are indicating to me that you're quite familiar with Peyton Ansley, John Milton, and that's basically you. Is that correct?
I am the agent authorized to represent Peyton Ansley, John Milton, as written in all capital letters.
All right, and you understand for my purposes, that language doesn't make any sense. So
no, I do not.
I understand. Okay, well, I'm telling you that. And so I am, until you disabuse me of the motion, or the notion, I am inclined to believe that you are both the agent and the person. So, and it's
I'm not a person, I am one of the people. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I'm not a person. I'm one of the people. I feel like I'm one of the people again today. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I'm the Recovery Addict. Everything is here but my voice. Everything is here but my voice, and hopefully it will return soon. Oh, it is good to be here. It's good to be here. Let's see. I'm in the wrong spot, but we can solve that. Just a little quick. Am I in the right spot? Let's see. I am in the right spot. Why do I think I'm in the wrong spot? It's just been that long. It's just been that long. All right, I am almost there. My head feels great. My body feels great. My voice is like a day behind. It's like a day behind. It is good to be back. I did miss you guys yesterday. I apologize. I appreciate everyone who came and joined us on the podcast. I probably shouldn't have done the podcast. Oh, I probably shouldn't have, but I'm feeling a little bit better, and there's some fun stuff we have to do today. It's still court hopping, as we're still waiting for a good trial to jump to. But in doing all my searching, I found something great, and we have that. It involves a soft sit. It might be a trial coming up. It might be soon. It might be very quick. But we'll see if we can get coverage for it. But all right, here we have to do a couple things. First of all, this morning, before it goes away, Alicia, thank you very much. 5 months member. Also makes me very happy. Appreciate that. Thanks for the little emoji this morning. But before we do that, we have also let's see, where's the there it is. Oh, boom. Kim R. Congratulations. Kim R was first in chat this morning. Kim, I think I'm not sure who won yesterday, but they had double duty because it went all day long. Yeah, everyone have your masks on, please. That's right. But Kim, congratulations on being first in chat. You know what that means. That means that you win the internet and everything associated with it. You're already ready. You have your internet emojis ready. You're an old hand at this, a repeat offender, habitual offender even. Wonderful, wonderful. Good to have you back in your regular punishment. Because the day goes well for us when you're being punished with internet ownership. So that's the whole purpose of this anyway. All right, so thank you very much, Kim. Appreciate that. We can try to sing birthdays, but I have to first, before we do any birthdays, and first of all, we have to sing for yesterday because I took the day off, and we have to sing for what's coming up for the weekend because I know there's going to be some. But before we do that, each of you has to swear an oath, and do so by raising your hand in chat, if I can see all your hands in chat, that you will not clip, record, replay, rebroadcast, or make any use of this recording for any purpose, because my voice is so bad. It's so bad. Maybe I can just hum Happy Birthday and say the names. Would that work? Okay, I can see you're all promising. I can see the hands raised. Let's, in that case, since all of us, Mary Murphy is like, nope, I do not consent. Mary, I'm going to have you turn the volume down so you don't get the recording. Yes, Steph, if your birthday is because it's Friday, because we don't do a live on Saturday or Sunday, basically you have yesterday, today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And if your birthday falls in that block of time, then we need to, Katie, then we need to. KT's like, hang on, I'm starting the recording now. Then we need to go ahead and to properly recognize you. So, yeah, I wish that this was a voice changer that changed my voice. I don't want the power. Oh, I love that. That was a little Miss Lawrence quotes there. I do not want the power. Get somebody else to sing. Mrs. R.A. had a fantastic morning this morning. Met somebody really cool out and about when she was doing something, and they just clicked. They just connected. And it's another mom, similar age kids. Life has thrown similar curveballs, and it was she made a friend this morning, so that's cool. But Rob's in the chat. I have to sing. No, this is not how it works. This is not how it works. But let's see. My birthday's Sunday. Okay, I need one mod message with all the names in it. Just people who have birthdays. I can't add in anniversaries or what else? What else do you celebrate annually? Paying your taxes? No, we're not going to sing about that either. I'm just so excited to bring you a Sovsit today. I can't. I'm giddy about this. Let's see. Let me go back. Where was it? Right here. I need to figure out how to get it to that, which is going to be this way. Yeah, this one will work. Let's unplug that. Don't need that one. We don't need this one either. So many cables I don't need. That should be 6, right? Wait for it. 6, 7. Oh, 7. Okay, it's coming in on 7. As long as I know where it is, we can bring it in. All right. So we have Brandy Kansky has a birthday. Happy birthday to you, Brandy. Let's see if we have anyone else that you get to listen to the birthday song. Here's the list: Joe, Bob, Sarah, Laura, Frank, KT. I didn't see any of these people. I only saw Brandy. Here we go. I trust Sharon. I really do. Cielo, Steph, Brandy. Oh, there we go. That's gonna be our list right there. Cielo, Steph, and Brandy. So as you sing and I hum along, poorly, I might add. Then we're gonna celebrate. Okay, here we go. Everybody ready? Might have to do like spoken word line. We'll do that. I can do the speaking. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Cielo, Steph, and Brandy. Happy birthday to you. There we go. It was sort of like a spoken rhyme poetry, I guess, to music, which makes it a song, but still. Happy birthday to you three. Have a wonderful. Nobody needs Ashley. Were you not here for the oath? I made you sign an oath. I saw you. I can go back and screenshot. I'm pretty sure you raised your hand. All right. Have a happy birthday, everyone who has a birthday. Hope you're feeling a little bit better than I am. But on the plus side, I'm feeling better than I was yesterday. A lot better. Now it's time to break out the guitar for an interlude. Could do that as well. Oh, Tisha, the echoes are still reverberating around my neighborhood. You did fantastic. Thank you so much. Wow. Okay. Oh, happy birthday, Lily. Lily, are you having a birthday today as well? Did you just become a rapper, KRH? I think I have everything that's needed for that. I don't think I hit a single note that had to do with the song, and my timing was off. So I think I have potential. No offense to those who are able to rap and do so successfully. All right, I think we're done there. All right, happy birthday to everybody. Thank you so much. Can you do a COVID swab live on stream? I'll make for great content. Yeah, but no. This resounding no. Okay, let me tell you where we're at.
Subject matter jurisdiction.
No, we're not gonna. We're close. We're close. We might bring that up. Hold on one second. Okay, hold tight. This is my problem. Whoa, wait. Not yet. Hold it. Full screen.
I object.
There we go. Okay, and I'm going to move me over to the other side. Where is... Hold tight. That's not it. Go here. Okay, I'm going to stay where I'm at for this. Okay, but here's my issue. As you can figure, this police officer goes and commits the cardinal sin when it comes to recording what is about to be a viral traffic stop. There's only one thing. There's only one thing you can do wrong in my eyes. There are probably several procedural things you could do wrong in a traffic stop, but this officer did the one thing you should not ever do, and that is he had his radio playing in his car as he started the stop, which means that we cannot hear the audio at the beginning of the stop because the music then would get all of us a strike. I don't know. I don't make the rules. But those be the rules. So at the very beginning, we are going to have no audio. And first, let me make sure that after that we get audio. So you need to send it to BMD. There we go. Now full screen. It's working. 7's going to be audio off. So you're going to see what he sees here in just a second. Is everybody here? Is everyone buckled in for this? Realize this is Friday, and I'm so excited. Those be the rules, Cielo. Yes, those be the rules. I'm sure I could do this with a little bit of time. I could change it enough that it would not get caught by the guard, and it's even background music. It's at the point where it's like I bet I could probably get away with it, but on the odd chance that I end up with a copyright strike for 20 seconds of even not good music played in the background, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Happy anniversary, Mary T. That is awesome. That is really, really cool. Lady Bird, did we sing to you? Did we sing to you, Lady Bird? If we didn't, it is your birthday. If I read that message right, happy birthday to you as well. All right. Okay. So here's what we've got. Let's show you this. We are in Volusia County with Sheriff Chitwood. I have to be careful how I say that. If you say it too fast, Sheriff Chitwood, it might not ring the way it sounds. But we're with one of his deputies, two of his deputies actually. We're watching body camera here as he pulls up behind this vehicle, and it's going to be it's No Pants Friday. Yes, Courtney Meek, of course, it's No Pants Friday. The doctor didn't see I couldn't celebrate No Pants Friday, so I am. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and roll this, and as soon as I can play the audio for you, I will. Oops, that's not it. Let's go big again. There we go. Okay, so you can see as he looks on the back of this car, he's looking at a couple things. He's like, what is up with this vehicle? He's looking close at the license plate. Yes, which is different. It's a little different. Global Postal Union Treaty, Geneva Convention, Neutral Zone Transport Vessel, stay back 10 feet. It's got the flag upside down on there. So he's got a couple things going on that are, might draw attention. Okay.
No. It's a sign of distress.
Sign of distress, yeah.
Hey, boss, how you doing? Not too bad. Deputy of the Sheriff's Office.
I just got pulled over.
Yes, you did.
Hey, so the reason why I'm stopping you, boss, I didn't recognize the tag that was on your vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have your driver's license registration with you?
Here you go. I got the paperwork right
Here you go. Here's my phone.
Where's the paperwork at, Michelle?
Michelle!
Here. All right.
Twice he's offered the phone.
Yeah,
Okay.
she wants to talk.
3 times.
It's on speaker.
He's like, I don't want your phone.
Okay, where's your driver's license, boss?
That's first. No, I don't need my window down.
I'm sorry. So, do you have a driver's license?
Yeah, right there.
Okay, what's your name, boss? I don't see your name on here. Can you point it to me?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not how this works. Where's your name at?
I'm just getting him the paperwork.
Sorry,
Okay.
ladies, Mr. Man, there's some swear words.
Here, you talk to him now.
4 times.
Ma'am, if he refuses to identify himself in this traffic stop, it's going to be an issue. Uh-huh. It doesn't matter who he identifies as. He's operating a motor vehicle in the state of Florida, ma'am. What?
Yeah.
Sorry, 40%? 44. How far out was my second?
He said, I need some backup.
Patrol on Charlie 49. 93, how far are you guys?
No, I just was checking. Ma'am, so this is what's going on. The tag on his vehicle does not appear like it's proper back to any state. So it appears the vehicle is unregistered. Then on top of that, I come up here, I'm asking for his identification documents, and he's handing me a stack of the papers instead of a driver's license. So I'm concerned he might be driving without a driver's license, and his vehicle might be unregistered. What?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your name, boss?
What?
Sir, what's your name?
Everything, right here.
Can I see your name, please?
Right here.
Where?
Right there.
Please point to it.
Right there.
Where's your name, sir? I'm not
Right
seeing
there.
it. Are you the postmaster? That's what it says. Postmaster?
Yes, I am the postmaster.
So is your first name Mark or your last name Mark?
No.
So nothing on here has
Right
your
there.
name.
Right there.
Is your Destiny
First name.
Mark? Destry? Is
Yep.
that how I'm saying
Yep.
it? And what's your last name, boss? I can't see it.
Right there. Walkerman.
Walgerman? What's your date of birth, sir?
It's all right there.
It's not
I'm
on
not
there.
telling him anything.
All right. Well, this is the thing. If we cannot properly identify you, then there could be a potential issue for us coming up.
It is notarized.
Well, that's fine. He doesn't necessarily have to talk to me, but he does have to obey my lawful commands. Hey, Murphy.
Why is he looking at my truck for?
This is part of his job. Hey, Murphy, can you just switch with me real fast? Who? Lieutenant who?
What, Lieutenant who? Lieutenant who?
I think you mean trying to say Galarza.
Yeah.
All right, just hold on right here. I just gotta look at something real fast. Yes, sir.
Lieutenant Hugh? Lieutenant Hugh? Let's go back and check on the computer and just see what sort of crazy we have.
That's going to be negative. Comes back on a blue 2012 Ford, registered to a lower wind, the Bombay out of Lake Helen. Expired back in 2022.
Expired. Keyword expired.
All right, sir. This is kind of where we're at. So I checked the.
Hang on,
She's
Michelle.
still going.
Hang on. Michelle, hang on.
So this is kind of where we're at. So I checked the VIN. The car is currently looks like it's unregistered. So if you don't have, do you have a Florida driver's license or a driver's license out of another state that I can check to ensure that you're a licensed driver?
Right there is all I got.
Okay, well, there's a problem. So I tried to search you up under this. I can't find anybody, I can't find you. So if I can't verify that you have a valid driver's license, then how am I supposed to let you drive off?
She's coming.
All right, that's not gonna change anything.
He's saying I gotta have a valid driver's license,
to operate a motor vehicle in the state of Florida. Yes, sir.
Okay, you're at Catalina and Howland?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. It's a simple question. Do you have a valid driver's license?
Right there's all my paperwork I got.
Okay.
She's coming over.
He just has to walk away. It's like for his own sanity, he's like, I've got to step back.
Well, because he's got it right here. He's got the paperwork in his hand.
All we're trying to do is just identify it, that's it, and then send you on your way. Is that your last name?
Yep.
Okay. Is your ID through Florida? What state is it from?
I'm right here.
He points to the phone.
Yep.
What state is it from?
But she's coming to talk.
That's fine. What state is your ID from?
I don't have an ID. I was surrendering my ID and my birth certificate and everything.
When you used to have an ID, what state was it from?
Colorado.
Colorado?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
What's that?
It won't register because it's fine. Here she is. She's right there.
That's fine. I don't need her actually.
This
She's
is
not
about
gonna
to
come
become a
over here.
twofer.
What is your date of birth?
You pull over one soft set and you
No,
get
it's not
two.
everything is right here. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Not at all.
All this, I know.
Destry, hop on out.
Why do I need to get out of my car? Have I done something wrong? Wait, whoa. Before you drag me out of the car, what have I done?
Hop out of the car.
Have I done something wrong?
You're failing to identify yourself.
That's not a law. That's not a misdemeanor. It's not a law. Hey, don't get in my car. What are you guys doing? What's this? They're jerking me out of the fucking car, Michelle.
Get out.
Don't get me out of the car. All right, I'm getting out. All right, I'm getting out.
Stop pulling away from me.
Out. You guys are jerking me around. You guys are jerking me around.
Look over. I got you.
All right. Well, I'm not jerking around.
Michelle, they're arresting me.
Damn. We're not doing anything. What's the plate? I'm resisting when you guys are jerking me around. How the hell am I supposed to
walk over to the car,
man? Well. Not to show my ID is not a federal offense. You tell me. But not an ID state.
Separate your feet, boss.
Not an ID state here. And I don't go for certain seats.
Stop bucking on me, please. It's not registered.
Stay out of my wallet.
No.
It's not. Stay out of my wallet.
Everything's coming out your pocket.
No.
Hey,
Stay out of
switch
my
sides,
wallet.
man.
I don't accept.
You might not accept it, but it doesn't mean it's not happening.
You guys are legally fucking searching me for no fucking reason at all.
Oops.
None.
Sorry.
None.
Stop yelling, please.
Stop yelling, please.
Okay. Yes.
Michelle.
Do you want to talk to him or not? If not, we're going to get him out of here. We're trying to give you the keys. Hey, what?
Hey, watch your back.
Because I have a phone number for him.
Unlock this door now.
No, I'm not going to unlock. You.
Get out.
We breaking it?
Open the door now. Yes, so. Now get out. Get out. Get out of the car. Oh, shit. Stop it.
That escalated quickly.
No, 241 and you're fucking hurting me.
Give us your hands. Give us your hands.
No. I'm not booking into your...
Not getting booked into jail.
X-ray 90
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Right.
We have another 10-15. Do we have a watchman there?
You're
I'm sorry.
Is anybody else covered in blood? Alright, I don't know. Who's got napkins?
All right. So that's our new case we have to look for. Is anyone else covered in blood? Says the officer who was trying to pry on the window when the other officer used a little spring pin to shatter it. Those are extremely effective devices. So he got a handful of glass, dragged her out of the car, even though she said she was not getting booked into jail. She was. So yeah, it turned into a twofer for sure, which is always good. I mean, you make one soft sit stop and you get two. It was a perfect Friday arrests. They're great. You can tell, and I should not laugh at them. The humor I see in the situation is in the logical thought process that they're clinging to. Which is the same thing we saw from Darrell Brooks, which is the same thing we've seen from many people in front of a judge when they fight the power that exists in the country, the government, which by our Constitution is a power that is held by the people, given to the government, and they decide that they're not under that. All for what? So you can avoid paying your license plate registration fees and your property tax or something. It's generally, that's what it boils down to, is skipping out on taxes. Anyway, so that's coming up. I have not done the research to see what their names are yet, but I know one of them is named Michelle. Is she a lawyer? Has somebody found out, is she a lawyer? There's no way. How do you get a SovSit lawyer? I mean, this is like, that's as rare as hen's teeth. If she's an actual lawyer and a SovSit, what school would claim to have graduated her? What was he pulled over for? He was pulled over for, he was just in front of the police officer, and his license on his car had this Geneva Convention postmaster exemption plate, which did not look like a postmaster type plate. The U.S. mail, if you're talking about that, they have their own federal plates, but it was not a federal plate. It was just like its own paper tag that they printed out with a bunch of numbers on it, which meant nothing. The ridiculousness is the funny part. I wonder if they're going to be tried separately or together, because at some point, it's almost like they pulled her over the same time they pulled him over. That they were both very present throughout this stop. And you could see some reluctance in the driver. He's like, he knows his part, right? He's like, he knows that I don't have ID. I just give him the paperwork. I tell him I'm exempt and you can't do anything and I can drive away. At least that's how it goes if you read the web pages. So they've printed off all this stuff and he hands him the papers to say that he's the postmaster and you can't stop me. And then every time they're asking questions, he's like, hey, talk to her. She'll tell you. She's been telling me for quite a while. She'll tell you. And she might have granted herself a lawyership from the Darrell Brooks School of Law. The upside down flag in the United States is a sign of distress. It's often used politically, but upside down flag, it's used. I think what we see nowadays mostly is because we don't use flags to signal people very much. I mean, like to get their attention and send messages, at least not from a distance where we have other forms of communication that work so well. The upside down flag is often used politically as a sign of disrespect more than a sign of distress. Subject matter jurisdiction for the win. All sovereign citizens need to move to Florida. They probably, here's the thing. Throughout this arrest process, they're going to go through the booking process in the jail and get the full spiel in the jail. And they're going to complain to the jailer, to the deputies there that are running the jail about how this is unjust and on all this paperwork. They're going to go to the legal system and the judge, the magistrate who does the first appearance, is going to hear all this, even though he's going to say, look, I'm just here to arraign you, don't talk. They're still going to give him the full spiel. Then they're going to have their court date where they're dragged into court. I don't think they're going to be let out on bond. Well, they probably will be let out on bond. So if they show up in court, the thing is, if they pay the bond, isn't that them admitting that they're sort of participating in the system? And that's the one thing they don't want to do. They will not participate. They will not give a penny to your illegitimate government who doesn't recognize my illegitimacy. It's a weird thought process. But they'll end up in front of a judge, and then a judge will have to deal with this. And he'll be like, I'm looking at a stack of work I've got on my docket today, and here are these two people who want to argue with me about the law, which I know a lot about as a judge. I'm speaking for the judge, not as an actual judge. Is she a lawful law lawyer or practicing lawful law? Probably only in admiralty states or admiralty courts. Pickles, yes, and you sent me the picture. Thank you very much. I appreciate the picture. A picture with Pickles. And we have a puppy and a kitty. That is awesome. Let's see. my prediction: the charges will be severely lessened, and they will not take the lifeline they are offered. Okay, so if they don't, culparistic, if they don't take the offer, if they don't plead guilty, first of all, the judge is going to offer them an attorney, which they probably will qualify for. I'm going to throw this out there. They probably qualify for a public defender. Then, at that point, the public defender will be released. They want to represent themselves. Very few soft sits want to be represented by a public defender because no public defenders, and I'm saying this quite confidently, no public defenders will go up there and present a soft sit defense in front of a judge. It's not going to happen. So they're not going to be happy with their representation. They'll want to represent themselves. They'll want their day in court in front of a jury, as is their right, which is weird because they claim some rights at the same time they deny any obligation under the same law. And that's where we end up with people like Darrell Brooks in front of court, and a process taking way longer than it should. Burnerphone has mugshots from Greeners. Greeners, as you know, is an incredible document hound. Here they are. Let's see. Mugshots. Apparently, they made it to the jail. That's all I can say. They made it to the jail. Let's see here. And they did not seem to be. Sorry. They did not seem to be too happy about it. There's one. There's the other. I have to be careful because people are sending me texts and I don't want to out people's phone numbers during that. All right. Minsky, I saw your message this morning. You said, good morning. Last year, our conversation on chat was Christmas-scented candles. I'm sure you didn't write it down, so here it is. Fraser Fur. It's the best. And then a link to times.com, THYMES. The many products they have many products in Canada. I had to purchase the product from the U.S. because it's so worth it. It is finally time to probably order some scented candles. No, I'm not sure if I'm going to have any in the Airbnb though, because I don't trust other people burning candles. I trust me burning candles, but other people not so. We do have a little group of friends here, and it's wonderful. I wish I sounded better, but we'll get there. Let's see, what else do we have? Recap, please. I'm late. Who are these people? Jen, this is worth rewinding for. This was a traffic stop in Florida, in Volusia County, by a sheriff's deputy who pulled someone over who claimed to be a soft sit, or at least Michelle, who was the woman on the phone. I'm not sure if they're married, but the woman on the phone, when the officer walked up to the vehicle, was putting forward the soft sit defense for him, and he was just like a participant in there. He tried to push it off on her many times, even tried to hand the officer the phone. I think I counted 5 or 6 times during that. So like, here, you talk to her. She wants to talk to you. Officers wanted no part of that until she actually introduced herself at the crime scene, got the address, and showed up in the middle of the traffic stop, driving her vehicle right up behind the officers. Not safe, first of all. And there could have been a charge for that. But yeah, she messed around and found out really fast. All right. Crocodile says, attention sovereign citizens. In Florida, the law is real and deputies will really enforce it. It's like the message at the sign, the lion enclosure at the zoo. They're like, warning, these lions are real. They have real teeth, real claws, and they are really fast and really sharp. Yeah, they found out. Can they bust a window like that? Yes. As soon as someone is disobeying a lawful order, which she was interfering with arrest, and they had ordered to open her door or unlock her window. As soon as they had done that, because what she had done already in the traffic stop, before she even showed up, was enough for her to be arrested with her interference in that process. And so when she showed up in person with the vehicle, and you could arguably say that threatened the officers with the vehicle as they were like crunched between 2 cars right there, even though she never hit them or revved her engine or anything, that's enough for them to do what they did. So they got her out. And then, of course, the car was in gear and it rolled forward and hit one of the police cars. So she'll probably get charged for failing to secure a vehicle as well. Let's see. Flameless candles for the Airbnb, same ambience without the fire risk. I tell you, we are so close. We're so close to being done. I think we'll probably have everything done today, but then we need to have an inspection again, which won't be happen until Monday, and then hopefully pass. Debbie, thank you very much. By the way, Debbie, I have to get your new. I have to get the new sign on the wall behind me. I'm thinking it goes on this side over here. I would hang it up right now, but I just can't quite reach the wall back there. But thank you very much. This new one looks absolutely amazing. Congratulations for surpassing 50,000 subscribers, and it's got a little personalized message on the back with the date. That was really cool. Thank you, Debbie, for that. Debbie, for those that don't know, the Creative Bee, she makes these as a living. She has an Etsy shop where she makes very personalized plaques like this. So if you have someone in your life that you want to recognize for something special, or an employee or something like that, reach out to Debbie at the Creative Bee. You can find her on Etsy that way. If you need her, got the hiccups. What's that solution? I need to drink water upside down. I'm not going to do the hold the breath thing. I'm going to think them away. Okay, they're gone. All right. Anyway, you can reach out to her by typing !B in chat, just like Sharon McDonald did, and you can get a link to her Etsy shop anytime. So there you go. All right. I'll volunteer to be at the Airbnb to be your lawyer representation for the inspection. Seriously, I think it's just a money grab by the county. It's like, hey, how can we get another $75 out of these people? Clearly, they did everything we told them to, and then let's tell them to do something else 10 steps ago, and then they have to pay us more. The Weather Watch says, I did the fill your lungs thing last night after the podcast when I got the hiccups, and it worked wonders. And you didn't explode, Weather Watch, which is the better thing. For those that don't know, Weather Watch and I were talking about home remedies, and remedies for the hiccups came up. And yeah, it was interesting. We do have a Murdaugh hearing today. Here's the thing. The Murdaugh hearing is about, well, it's about a million things, but it's about the financial crimes. And the court case that's coming up before the financial crimes, Mr. Murdaugh, Mr. Alex Murdaugh's, or Alec Murdaugh's, as he says it, attorneys, Jim Harpootlian, and the other one. No, it's Mr. Harpootlian and Jim. I got the two mixed up, I think. Their names, I've already blocked them out of my mind. They want the judge excused from the case. This is the same judge that handled the trial initially, and they're saying he's biased, and they've got all these problems and complaints. They're upset about the court clerk who may or may not have said something to the jurors, and so they want him excused. They want a change of venue. They want everything. They want nothing to do with this judge or this courtroom. They want a different setup, and I don't think that's happening. But today there's a hearing on all that where they get to make their complaints in court, and then they get to be denied, and then we can move forward. Every man could use sound advice from his OBGYN, correct? I took it as sound advice. Dr. Joe Corcoran gave me some great advice, and I'm feeling better. I think it's mostly because of that, because I have not drunk the Mountain Dew either. Maybe that's what was the secret. Creative Bee hiccup remedies: take a swig of water, hold in your mouth, cover your ears, and swallow. Repeat 3 times. I'm curious about the cover your ears part. Debbie, I've never had problems with the water coming out my ears when I swallow. Is that the purpose for covering your ears? I didn't think the two were connected, or should be. Wendy's iPad. Nope. The judge recused himself. Are you sure? I don't. Wow, that's breaking news. If he's stepping down, I know he's retiring, and this is his last year to practice. By law, he has to retire at a certain age, and he's retiring. This is his last year to practice. Something to do with the pressures works like a charm. If I ever get the hiccups again, I'll try it. I'm getting not as of yesterday, and yes, he did. Emily D. Baker covered it yesterday. Thomas is calling in. I'm not sure if I can bring him on. Hang on. Thomas, are you there? Oh, hang on. Why is it not connecting? Thomas, can you hear me now? Oh, you can hear me, but I can't hear you. Let me try it this way. And how about now? Are you there now? I can hear you.
Perfect. So real quick, as this topic, it's a very hot one that's coming up. Peter Tragos covered it yesterday. So he didn't remove himself from the whole trial. All he did was remove himself from the initial hearing to go over some of these things, because what he also realizes is there's a chance he could be witness of this hearing because of some of the things. So it's not the trial. He's still going to be part of that. He'll be the residing judge. It's the hearings to cover that he removed himself from.
If I had not been a lazy butt and slept all day, I would have watched Peter Tragos and known this. But thank you, Thomas, for letting me know. So can you imagine the judge being sworn in as a witness on this one and testifying against Alec in this?
Yes. So obviously I don't know all the terminology and the good details. So anyone that's truly interested, go back and watch Peter's video from yesterday afternoon where he discusses it. But what he mentioned was the new judge for the hearing overseeing would be ecstatic to actually have Newman called as a witness, because most judges know the law, and Newman has no reason to lie on the stand or do anything like that. So the odds of it happening, he said, probably unlikely, but there is a chance. But yeah, it's important to know it's just for the initial hearing aspects of it. It's not for the trial itself. If
for some reason he got called as a witness during the trial, what jury is going to look at Judge Newman in the witness box and be like, I'm not sure, I'm not sure if what he's saying really rings true. They're going to look at that and think it, first of all, it sounds like it comes from, what's the guy's name? Does all those voice work. Amazing actor.
I'm not sure. Caught me off guard. I didn't call him to get quizzed.
He's got just a voice that just speaks truth. It rings true when you hear it. Freeman.
Oh, yes.
Morgan Freeman. Yes.
Morgan Freeman. There you go. Yeah.
So they're going to hear Morgan Freeman's voice speaking truth as if it came from the heavens when the judge is on the stand, and anything he testifies to. That will be where the jury decides. This is how it would go. You would never want a judge to be a witness against you in court.
You definitely wouldn't want it. But it's interesting enough in Peter's chat, and I'm sure there's some here as well. It was fairly split as far as people that love Newman and absolutely couldn't stand him. And there's people saying, well, he's going to retire soon and he just hates Murdaugh, so why not just lie to do anything you can to keep Murdaugh put away? So there's people on both sides of the fence. Enough after watching his chat, and Peter even acknowledged it and said, hey, fair enough. But I think Peter also gave a good breakdown of what Newman, how he behaved and how he acted in the trial. He was definitely for him. He said he called balls and strikes on both sides. He let a thing or two in that I think maybe other judges wouldn't, but he thinks he didn't do anything wrong, etc. But he did a great breakdown on it.
I'd agree. I think he was you might not like his style a lot, like some people don't like Judge Schroeder, his style, how he thinks out loud and does a lot of thinking. So,
right.
But yeah, as far as the judge himself, I think was a fair judge in most situations that I saw. So thank you very much, Thomas. Appreciate you. Yeah,
absolutely. And the only other thing, to via the text that I got from you, why were you not in bed last night? Why were you up so late or so early?
What time
You're
did I
supposed to be
text you?
resting. Like 3-something in the morning.
Is there a way to turn off timestamps on text so they can like arrive later?
No. I got it when I woke up and I went, why is he not getting his rest?
Okay, you outed me. I had got sufficient rest at that time. I just could not sleep, so I was doing what I do. So sorry.
I took a screenshot. I took a screenshot and sent it to Mrs. R.A. So
hopefully. No, never mind. Okay, all right. Thank you.
Hope you keep getting better. Have a great Friday.
Awesome. We'll see you. Bye.
See you. Bye.
You will bring the jury.
How can you not have? I don't know who's calling in right now. Hold on.
Call from K-Rab.
K-Rab, how are you doing? You might have to turn down your volume in the background, but we just got a super chat from you. You want? Can you give some more clarification on the situation? And thank you, by the way.
Yeah. So Judge Newman would not be a witness in front of a jury.
Oh,
he would only be a witness in an evidentiary hearing on the motion for a new trial due to the jury tampering, because he knows what went on there. He interfaced with Becky and all the rest of that, which is why he recused himself.
Yeah, and I don't know. I have not looked deep enough into this Becky stuff. It sounds like in talking to the jurors, like half of them remember Becky saying something, and half of them say no. But if it's that many, there's probably going to be at least a look into. So he's recused himself from that look into part.
Yeah, and that's it. Both Peter and Emily D. Baker went over all the paperwork and everything that was submitted for that, and both feel that there will be an evidentiary hearing, and that's what Judge Newman recused himself for. But as of right now, the South Carolina Court of Appeals that the defense put in a motion to remove him from, they denied that.
Okay,
so he will be doing the financial trials and anything else that comes up. I don't know about. We don't know about if he does get a new trial, if it'll be Newman. I guess that'll be decided later on.
So here's the question. South Carolina has some interesting laws that require the judge to retire in the birthday of there's a certain year. And I forget, it's like 77 or something. I don't know how old Judge Newman is, but he's there. This is the year, right? He has to retire, and these court cases are starting. We know how long the murder trial took, and we just glanced across most of the financial stuff during the murder trial. There is a ton of stuff in this financial trial. If he starts a case, does he get to finish it next year?
Well, I mean, all of that's a big question mark. Even the financial trials themselves are a big question mark because they're supposed to go at the end of this month. But the thing is, the defense does not want him convicted by the state. They want him convicted by the federal government because he wants to be in a federal prison.
It's a much cushier place to be, right?
Exactly. So there was talk at one time about a I can't think of the word, but a plea with the feds. But so far, he hasn't been sentenced. If he can get sentenced before the state trial, then he goes to federal prison, and the state
probably
doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
and
that's why his lawyers are dragging their feet and causing all the problems they can to sort of delay until the feds take over.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
But as far as him retiring, in my belief, I think what both Peter and EDB have said is that they don't retire fully. Judges don't retire fully. They can still hear cases, but they're limited to either time or number of cases. But other than that, nobody has any real details. It's a big unknown.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see them all back together again in the courtroom again, like a unhappy family reunion, but we'll see if that turns out or not. Thank you very much.
One thing,
Kara.
I know. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're not planning on covering the financial trials, but just for anybody who's interested, EDV is going to cover them if they go on.
Wonderful.
Okay.
They're going to be. She's going to do a great job with that. Thank you so much, Kara. Appreciate that, and thanks for the super chat as well. Yep. You too.
Bye.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Let's see. We are that is going on today. I'm not going to cover the live stream of that as it happens. We're going to wait just for a minute and see if we can get some of our favorite courts back in action, so we could do some court hopping. Let's see what time is it. Have we stalled sufficiently to give them time to start? Let me check. Who's live? Judge DeSanto's live. Holy cow, check out Judge DeSanto's docket this morning. Look at this. I've never seen this many people on a Zoom before in a courtroom. And I'm covering one of them up. I don't know where I could be to not hide somebody. Let's see if they're getting ready to start here. It looks like, she's on the bench. Everyone's waiting expectantly as if something were going to happen. Here we go. Must be landlord-tenant. Everyone shows up for landlord-tenant issues. You guys hear that dog barking across the street? That's how I know that my cat is out on the side, walking back and forth in front of the dog's fence, because that's what it does.
There's one other individual that keeps trying to log in that can't seem to connect to audio, so I'm just trying to figure out who that is.
Judge Manning is really unfriendly towards, as much as I love her, she does not like people using any of her video, which is frustrating because it's produced by the government, and so locking it up so nobody can see it is frustrating. But it is my cat. There's somebody who's trying to join, and she's waiting. They keep connecting and unconnecting and connecting and unconnecting, and they don't have voice. Let's see. Let's do math. 4 by 5. We've got 20 people.
So let's
20 windows anyway. Maybe. What are the chances there's somebody soft sit here during landlord-tenant issues?
Mr. Smith. Let me go here. Let's see here. 2, 3.
Mr. Meth.
2. Okay, there we go.
Oh, Smith. Mr. Smith. I hope she can see me, but I'm muted.
Okay, so Ms. Cavazos is present.
She's doing roll call. Hang on. It seems weird to have this many people on Zoom and no ceiling fans and nobody driving.
Okay, Mr. Smith, have you filed an appearance, but it's not showing on here. What have I just done?
What is Larissa doing? Is she making is that a French coffee press or something? Or is she watering her plants? She's one up, 2 up and 2 in.
Your Honor, Justin Smith here. If the question was an appearance, I do see my name on the summons caption.
It is.
Okay.
No, it is. I'm just trying to, with this new MyFile system, sometimes it doesn't always
I think she's making a flower arrangement. I think Larissa was making a flower arrangement.
I get it. I understand.
Yes, so.
The good news is, Your Honor, is I did have an opportunity to speak with the tenant in this case, and so I think we have a proposed course here.
This is
showing
landlord-tenant issues.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
When you can't agree on basically on payment, you end up in court. Generally, it's the landlord suing for money and the tenant making excuses or providing reasons why they should not have to pay. Often it deals with evictions as well.
Okay, so let's
I see Amani Griffin and Yvette Griffin, and both of them set their phones down, pointed up at the ceiling.
all right, so this
Clearly
is an 8:30
together.
matter, so it's not on the record. And counsel, you said that you had a chance to speak with the defendant.
Yes, Your Honor. Justin Smith, P51886, for the plaintiff, Mr. Marchand, who is in the courtroom today. I spoke with the tenant in this case, and a little bit of good news as far as resolution, I believe, is the tenant and I have agreed upon the amount that's due and owing, and she's actually proposing that she would have a payment on Monday to pay in full. If we could ask for a control date that's relatively brief, that will avoid me of, like, for the benefit of my client, insisting upon a judgment. And maybe we can just dismiss this matter if we can check up with each other maybe next week sometime. So that's what I'm asking for, is a brief adjournment. Mr. Marchand, I know that you're listening to this. You weren't privy to the conversation that I had in breakout room, but this is what the tenant told me, is that she's going to have a payment apparently on Monday.
All right, so what we'll do, counsel, is we'll set this for a second hearing, December 1st at 8:40 a.m. Obviously, if the payment's made, then you won't need to appear.
Okay, Your Honor. Thank you for that. I mean, obviously you run the show, Your Honor. I was hoping for a little bit of a quicker control date than that, because otherwise I wanted, because then we're into a new month, and that brings up other issues about new rent due. Because
Counsel, I can understand that, but typically we do our dockets on Fridays, and next week we don't have a docket because we're closed Thursday and Friday for the holiday. And we're working on adding Wednesdays for our landlord tenant dockets with the new changes where magistrates can't hear any of the first hearings. So it's just making a disaster for a lot of judges' dockets. So we're working on adding Wednesdays also. But next Wednesday is not going to be a possibility because we have our felony docket, 28th District Court's felony docket, and our City of Riverview docket. So you likely would be here for a very, very long time. Obviously, if it's paid on Monday, then it would be resolved likely and dismissed, and then the first wouldn't even be an issue. If you need to appear on the first, obviously, then there would be additional issues with additional money that may be owed.
Correct, Your Honor. I think that what I need to do then is I think I need to go into another breakout room with the defendant in this case, because we can agree probably on an all occupants judgment that will ultimately be dismissed if it's paid in full. But I don't think that, for the benefit of my client, I want to wait for that contingency until December 1st. So I appreciate the court's logistics with this. At the same time, I was hoping for maybe more of a quicker control date so that we can just ensure that basically the payment came in. So, Your Honor, if you don't mind, and I apologize, I think that I need another breakout room with the tenant in this case so that I can perhaps submit a proposed consent judgment with all occupants only for the money that's owed.
Okay, well, this is the first hearing, and so we typically don't enter a judgment on the first hearing because the opportunity for the second hearing. So
Okay, well, that's
kind of
fair.
put you back on December 1st.
Well, that's fair, and that does change things, Your Honor. Some courts operate a little bit differently, so I have trouble keeping this all straight. But okay, we'll take the December 1st date. That's fair enough, and we'll go from there.
Okay. I'm not indicating you can't have another breakout room, but I just wanted to save you some time.
No, I appreciate that. Some courts allow for hearings or for disposition at the first date if it's agreed upon, but apparently that's not in this court. But so we'll take the new court date and we'll just work with it from there.
Okay. All right. And now if the defendants were represented, then that would be a different story. But okay, so then all right, we'll see everybody back then on December 1st.
And we have a general time for that, Your Honor, when we might be appearing.
8:40.
Got it. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Miss Cavalos, do you understand what's going on?
You guys, last night.
Yes, ma'am.
Last night we had a police chase.
All right. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
I just found video
Thank you, everyone. Okay.
of police chase through LA. I'm torn between court hopping and bringing you the police chase. It's Friday. And generally I'll say that the landlord-tenant stuff is not the spiciest, although we can have some funny stuff happening there. I'm just saying that maybe this is where we need to be. Do we have a bonus police chase today? Would that be a thing? Let's play that. Let's make it go here. Let's see what we have here.
Here, so something tells me we may be looking for a possible opportunity to get off the freeway, but for the time being, she's hugging that number one lane.
Vehicle.
So still committed to the eastbound 60 freeway, guys.
Brandy showed it last night. Okay, I'm seeing it for the first time. Don't spoil it for me, guys. Don't spoil it for me. Okay. This was a fresh one. This is a fresh one. I'm glad Brandy got a first crack at this one.
Yeah, we first heard this in the East LA area. She was near Whittier and Lorena Street. So this was a surface street pursuit at first.
I'm guessing it's that maroon truck.
She ended up on the freeway, which was always a big risk at this time of the day on any normal rush hour. This is obviously not a normal rush hour, but still, as I said, surprising that she's even able to maintain these speeds. Even at 45 miles per hour, she's doing better than most other Angelinos this evening. I should say that all of this traffic that we're looking at here is going to come into play if this comes to a stop on the freeway. If she does encounter some standstill traffic and has nowhere to go, if she boxes herself in somehow, that's really going to pose a challenge for those pursuing officers. So we will see how much longer they maintain this pursuit, if they decide to hand this off to CHP, or if they decide to pull back altogether. But right now, they have only fallen back a little bit, still in pursuit mode, as she now navigates off of the 60 freeway. It looks like she's taking the exit here, and that is going to put her on, no, still on the 60? Still, so she's getting on the 605. Transitioning now from the 60 onto the northbound 605 on a two-lane transition ramp here. And
I love it how the roads are so confusing out in California that even the people who make a living following the traffic on the roads need to use the maps to see what everything is.
Any flashing lights behind her, but that helicopter is overhead. So LAPD now tracking this female Grand Theft Auto suspect from the air, letting those ground units pull back quite a bit. And again, it was always going to be risky business on the freeway with all of this traffic. So safer to have the helicopter track her movements and meet up with this person once they do come to a spot.
If there's a dog in this one, the dog is in the front. I'm not seeing a dog in the back. Are you? I just see junk in the back. I don't see a pooch.
Yeah, northbound 605 here, just north of the 60 freeway. I should correct myself. It's actually LA County Sheriff. The sheriff's helicopter has taken over this pursuit. They are, again, in tracking mode. That is the night sun that you see right there. And even on the 605 freeway, you still see only moderate traffic. It's not nearly as heavy as it was 5 to 10 miles west of here, closer to downtown. The further away we get from downtown, the more it seems to be moving. Northbound 605, I would say she's about maxing out at 50 miles per hour. Again, heavily tinted windows on that stolen truck. We can't really get a good glimpse inside the vehicle, but needless to say, just very, very aggressive and erratic driving so far. Right, only that one contact, that one minor collision that we saw when we first came on the air with this. She's now approaching the 10 freeway in the El Monte area here, so we'll see if she sticks with the 605 or takes a chance with the 10 freeway. Out here, it's doing much better again than it is in the East LA interchange. Traffic seems to be moving, at a, I wouldn't say a snail's pace. It seems to be moving, moderately at about 45 to 50 miles per hour, and she's able to find those gaps and weave through here. But I still think, unless she has a clear destination in mind, something tells me she'll be looking at some point to get off the freeway, but she's still holding on to that carpool lane, so she has to make her way all the way over to the right if she's going to get off the freeway, especially if she's going to take the 10 freeway, which is just about a mile ahead of her. Coming up on the 10 now, and she's bypassing the 10. It looks like, from my vantage point, it appears she's going to stick with the 605 freeway. Committed to the 605
Hey, Brandy,
freeway.
we're catching up on what you saw last night.
Is moving a little bit quicker than the rest of the main lanes there. You can see the traffic next to her is much slower, but that carpool lane is doing okay, and that is allowing her some room to play with here. Again, law enforcement falling back here, but the LA Sheriff's Department maintaining a solid visual from their helicopter, and we'll see if they're able to get units into position here.
I feel better,
she gets off the freeway,
but I sound worse.
Or the other possibility is maybe California Highway Patrol out here in the San Gabriel Valley decides to engage with this suspect. Right now, the only charge that we are aware of is grand theft auto. This is apparently a stolen vehicle. If there are any other crimes associated with this pursuit, we are not aware at this point. So depending on the severity of the charges here, that will also play a big part into the decision as to how far they want to take this. But with the helicopter at their disposal, of course, they can take
girl in the ditch
quite a
trial
distance
today?
if she does eventually get off the freeway here in LA County.
Are you doing everything? Are you doing the Murdaugh hearing and the girl in the ditch trial?
It's just wild. It's just incredible to me. I mean, we were just showing you the traffic downtown.
She's live right now.
Not more than 15 minutes ago, and every freeway out here was bumper to bumper. But as she's made her way out here, she has managed to find a wide open 605 freeway. In fact, north of the 10, you can see now she's got the whole freeway to play with,
she's
doing
both.
upwards of 80 miles per hour. So she's doubled her speed here just in the last 30 seconds. And her next major interchange is going to be the 210 freeway. But as long as the freeway is wide open for her, why not stay on it? Again, unless she has a clear destination in mind, we don't know where she resides, where this pursuit originated from. We know they picked it up in East LA, but we don't know where this suspect intends to go. So as long as she's here on the 605, coming up on the 210 freeway here in the next few minutes, as I look out off the nose here, she pretty much has the 605 all to herself. As she gets closer to the 210, it does jam up slightly, but now you see her making her way over to the right lane, getting ready for a possible exit, but no signal yet. So we'll see if she does get off the freeway here.
Should we watch this on higher speed? Can I crank it up to like 1.25? I mean, is this? I think it's Stu doing the
right now,
the
just the
play-by-play.
helicopter. LAPD basically waving their hands. They have basically pulled way back. They're out of their jurisdiction. They've gone back to Hollenbeck, and now you have LA County Sheriff basically tracking this truck from above. Again, California Highway Patrol, they're going to be a little more aggressive. They have been lately, but they may or may not take the opportunity to adopt this pursuit if they are, if they're not too busy. They will send units out here. If they're preoccupied, then they may let this one go. But right now, LA County Sheriff tracking their movements as she continues up towards the Azusa area, we'll see if maybe they start alerting some of the other jurisdictions along the 210 freeway. But right now, still pushing about 70 miles per hour here on the 605 freeway, getting closer and closer to that 210. There'll be a little more volume there, but again, overall, she still has plenty of freeway to play with.
I think it's late enough that there's no real traffic jams, right?
Sorry, guys, I lost you for just a bit there. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but we'll continue here as she continues northbound on the 605 freeway, hugging that number 4 lane there at about 70 miles per hour, refusing to pull over for LAPD. Now she has much less pressure on her, but everybody is well aware that something is going on with that bright night sun shining a light on this stolen pickup truck. It's a red stolen truck. Not sure where it was stolen from, what other crimes may be associated here, but believed to be a female driver who, once again, is desperate enough to use that shoulder if she sees an opportunity. If she has any kind of traffic whatsoever, she gets right over to the shoulder and is showing limited competence behind the wheel here, but still managing to keep up her speed.
It must be so confusing to drive with the night sun on you. First of all, your whole car inside is lit up.
That's right. There's no word on whether there's anybody else inside.
And immediately
that
around you is bright, but then it's dark
like
everywhere
California
else.
Highway Patrol is now going to take over this pursuit. So we should see CHP units pull into position behind her here any minute. It may take a couple minutes to get out here, but still, she's getting much closer to the 210 here. So we'll see what happens. Yep.
I'd put her upwards of 80 miles an hour. I mean, she's moving.
Copy.
Thank you, Brandy. It's going to be an awesome day.
So we're back over the 210 freeway. If you're joining us live on ABC7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels, Chris Christie up in Air 7 HD as we continue our coverage of this GTA suspect who was refusing to pull over. LAPD chasing
this shot
this
sponsored by
suspect out of the
Target.
city into LA County's jurisdiction. The sheriff's helicopter overhead here,
or should we
as
say
California Highway
Target?
Patrol now attempts to get onto the 210 freeway here and try and pull her over. She's now transitioned onto the westbound 210 freeway, heading back towards Pasadena, back towards the metro area where traffic is going to bunch up on her the further west she gets. Now, right now, the eastbound or the westbound side is actually the faster side of the 210 freeway. The eastbound side is all jammed up with folks trying to get home on a Thursday night. Westbound traffic is a little bit better, but again, that's going to change once she gets closer to the 710 here. So that red stolen pickup truck with a female driver behind the wheel, unclear whether anybody else is inside the truck with her, but she is continuing to drive very aggressively now over the Gore Point at an exit here. This is going to be Central Avenue. She's
multiplied by
1.61 off of the freeway, and this will put her potentially onto Central.
Multiply by 1.61, and that'll put you in kilometers per hour.
Westbound off of the 210 freeway, now on Central Avenue, paralleling the freeway here with, she had the green light there, but didn't even bother to slow down, picked up a little air, a little dip in the road there, and now you can see she is coming up on some more intersections here. So we'll see if she shows any attempt whatsoever at slowing down for these, or if she starts blowing through red lights. That is going to attract the attention of law enforcement much faster. This is Shamrock Avenue as she pauses there slightly to make a left turn. A left turn now under the 210 freeway, southbound on Shamrock Avenue. Under the 210, she's going to dump the vehicle. She's going to dump the vehicle under the 210. She's under the freeway. Under the freeway, and the vehicle, is that it? That's not it. That's not it.
She's hiding.
Okay.
This is sneaky.
Yep. One of the oldest tricks in the book. Colleen pulled up onto the freeway. Now you see her peeking out the other side of the freeway at a snail's pace, and she did not dump the vehicle. She's still in the vehicle, deciding it looks like that she wants to get back on the freeway. This time, she's potentially going to get back onto the eastbound side of the 210 freeway. Colleen, I thought almost for sure she was going to dump the vehicle. You know how often we see that happen.
Hey, Jericho. This is Recovery Addict, or Scott. I'm also homesick, but I have the ability to stay at work when I'm homesick. So all of you guys are just have to wear your masks so you don't catch it through your speakers, and you'll be fine. Bummer, man, that you're homesick, but
no, we haven't seen any flashing lights in quite
it's really
a
cool
while.
that your mom
Again,
lets you watch
LAPD
this.
did have a couple of units dedicated to this
is
pursuit when we first picked it up off the
Jericho.
top,
I'm not sure how old you are.
I'm
not sure if you know what Grand Theft Auto is. Not a cool game. Not a cool game. It's not how life really is. But some people think it is, and these people are going to find out.
Watching our stream right now, and so they are attempting to get into position here any minute. I think we will start to see some CHP units eventually. It's just a matter of those guys working their way through traffic as well. Coming up on the entrance ramp there, now getting back on to the 210 freeway, and this will put her onto the eastbound side.
Oh my goodness! With that motorcycle, was that a motorcycle? I think it was a motorcycle. That was moving too. There's the chopper with the sun.
Yeah, it's surprising to say the least, especially on a night like tonight. You know, we're on the eve of a very busy travel day tomorrow. I can tell you that tonight has seen more traffic than we have seen all week since that fire happened on the 10 freeway. And as a result, all of the surrounding freeways have been bumper to bumper as far as the eye can see tonight. And now she is joining the rest of those folks leaving downtown LA, heading home through Pasadena, through the San Gabriel Valley on the 210 freeway. Now over the Gore Point, back on the 605, taking the 605 southbound. So starting to retrace.
She's trying to throw the helicopter off.
Because traffic was
just
going to
slow
down.
The helicopter
she was really going to be
turn
bumper to bumper
roads.
in just another quarter mile because of all that get home traffic. So now decided to get onto the 605 freeway. A clear indication that she may be making this up on the fly here. I just don't get the feeling that she has a clear idea on where she wants to take this. In any event, though, CHP has now pulled into position from above. We do have a CHP helicopter entering the picture here. LA County Sheriff still right overhead, providing that night sun, and we'll start to look for more of those ground units here again in the next couple of minutes. It takes time
this
to
black car's like,
those
what's
units
up
through
with the
all that busy
sunlight?
traffic to get them into the area. So we'll see if they pop up behind her here in just a minute, and we'll see what the driving looks like over the next several miles, if she slows down at all, if she acts more agitated, less agitated.
Congratulations, Southern Gal.
Anybody else.
That's
Again,
awesome.
To recap, we've already seen one minor collision that we're aware of early on in this pursuit. She basically ran up against somebody's fender bender, another pickup truck actually that she slid into, and now she has slowed down a little bit, basically going with the flow of traffic here on the 605.
Man, that stuff in the back of her car shifted quite a bit when she hit that jump. See, it looks like a spare tire back there. Wonder if any of that's going to come out before this chase is over. I wonder if this will pick up once he gets some red and blues behind him. Oftentimes that changes things. Just by a show of hands, who's
no, we don't know. We really don't know.
Who else is suffering?
A lot other than the fact that this is a
today?
Stolen vehicle, but something tells me there's more to it. However, we're still only seeing limited resources dedicated to this pursuit, so we already know that LAPD was fine enough just letting it go, handing it off to the LA County Sheriff's Department, so it wasn't serious enough for LAPD to continue it out of their jurisdiction. But still, we'll see. Here comes that CHP unit. Here comes that CHP unit, the first primary unit to join the pursuit here since we have hit the bottom of the hour here, and now she'll have a little bit of pressure coming up from her rear left flank. There is California Highway Patrol with the lights and sirens on, code 3, back in pursuit mode as that unit, ooh, look at that, they've turned the lights off. They've turned the lights off, so this is not a pursuit technically, but they are now following the suspect with the lights and sirens off. No longer code 3.
They slowed down
now
too.
Firmly in tracking mode, but they're going to continue to track as to not agitate her further. I think the driving was slowing down to a comfortable speed that they don't want to spook her too much. Right now, if she gets off the freeway, they can safely follow from a distance and eventually execute a felony stop if they can get units into position here. But she has now exited the freeway at Lower Azusa Road, just off of the 605. the sheriff or the CHP helicopter now providing the light from above. One unit right behind her. They will almost certainly call for backup before they light her up again. But right now, it does look like the driving is slowing down ever so slightly here. The composure is a little bit better behaved. You can see she's not really attempting some of those wackier moves that she was earlier on, where she was just weaving across all lanes and just driving very erratically. Now it looks like she's just a little bit more under control here. So we'll see how close that primary unit gets. He's about maybe couple 100 feet back, I would say, still continuing. That was a red light, I think, that she just ran, if I'm not mistaken. We have to re-rack that. It looked like a red light that she ran. That CHP unit made it as well. He actually ran it, I think, unless it had just turned green. I'm really not sure, but it looked like it was red by my eye. And now it looks like maybe she's attempting to get off of Lower Azusa Road in that turn lane. No, she's just using go the wrong way on Lower Azusa Road. So she's just going around this traffic using that median, going the opposite direction over the double yellow lines, where there is now a little bit of traffic ahead of her on Lower Azusa Road. Once again, you see her pushing the pedal to the metal on the oncoming lanes of traffic. That is certainly going to attract the attention of CHP as they try and get more units in position.
This is from last night, feed provided by ABC7. This is a stolen truck. I believe I've heard that there's a dog and 2 women in the truck, and it's been interesting. One officer behind them right now, just one. Jen Jams, welcome to the gallery. Good to have you here. Brandy showed this last night. Brandy's doing some court stuff tonight, or today, so it's awesome.
Yeah, we can't really tell. I mean, it does look like it's not necessarily a work truck. There is some stuff in the back. I saw a spare wheel and maybe some other tools, maybe a cooler as well. So it was hard to tell, but there are several items in the back there that she's hauling off of Peck Road, now onto surface streets here.
Might be a barbecue back there,
now
too.
coming up on Peck Road off of Mulhall. So she did a little circle there. CHP lighting her up now, and I expect that they'll pull up much closer on her, close up behind her, because now that she's really ramped things up, especially once she went into those oncoming lanes of traffic, it really it makes it all the more urgent for them to get her off the road. So I think that's going to really change the tactic of that primary officer, probably just waiting for more backup before they pull up closer, closer behind her, I should say, Colleen, here on Peck Road. She is now in rush hour traffic along Peck Road, and now you see that primary unit only a few car lengths behind, lights and sirens blaring, night sun overhead. CHP now desperate to get her off the road.
I think there's been one accident so far.
Now the red light, through the red, light just turned green. Now that 2 CHP units will go through that intersection with her, and now with 2 units behind her, we may see an attempt at a pit, or if they give the go-ahead, or something else. We'll see what happens here, but certainly the pit maneuver is an option if there is a wide open enough stretch of Peck Road. We're not seeing that just yet. You see a lot of traffic ahead of her, but if there's an open stretch and they give the go-ahead at one of these empty intersections, certainly that is
Wells
an option
Fargo
that they will employ here. You see that primary unit now joined with company here, back up, joining the pursuit, and here's a third unit, potentially CHP as well, about to execute a felony stop. At least I think they will try and pull up much closer behind her here. We'll see what happens here in the next few seconds.
Passing the car wash. Yeah, I did the math. Motel 6 right there. Chevron. Everybody getting some free advertising today. Did the math. If they do a pit, then the pit happens. If they don't, then they don't.
Getting back on the freeway. It's a transition
so
road.
What he says, either they're going to do a pit or something else. Something else would be not doing the pit.
Black and whites following her onto the 10 freeway off of Peck Road, now onto the westbound side of the 10 freeway. Now, obviously, we know the 10 freeway is shut down much further west of here, but we've got about 10 to 15 miles before
like the helicopter took the wrong turn.
We'll see what traffic does here. The eastbound traffic is much heavier on the 10 freeway, but quite frankly, Colleen, once we get closer to downtown, all bets are off because everything was bright red brake lights as we made our way out to the east here. So she'll start to see some slowdowns if she continues westbound on the 10 freeway. But of course, as her luck would have it, right now she's got plenty of pavement at her disposal.
So the fire that happened on the, was it on the 10 freeway? The fire that happened there, what was the cause of that? It was underneath, there was a fire, like a building, like underneath an overpass or something like that? I saw some pictures from that, but I didn't hear the whole story on what caused the fire, and knew it just caused mayhem for traffic. What if they have to replace the bridge because of the heat?
Yeah. Yeah, she's pushing it now, upwards of 80 miles per hour with really nobody in her way here. She's got those carpool lanes to herself now, and she's using them to full advantage. She could go faster, but she's already doing about 80, and now we're going to see some more aggressive tactics by that primary unit. Not too aggressive, because there are still lots of other motorists around her, but we are going to see some more pressure applied here, I think, by CHP. So Night Sun has gone away temporarily. I'm not sure if they're still there, just trying to keep it on her. You know, it's so, by the way, I got to tell you, Colleen, keeping that Night Sun on the suspect vehicle is much easier, or is much harder, I should say, than it looks on television. Controlling that Night Sun is really a skill, and it does take a certain amount of talent to keep that light on a fast-moving truck like this. So you'll occasionally see her dip into the darkness here, but right now they do have the Night Sun on her. It's providing tremendous assistance to those primary units, but it's also letting the other drivers around her know that something is going on. There is something that they need to be on the lookout for, maybe start bearing to the right as they see those sirens coming up from behind, and certainly they know that something is going on. Of course, in typical LA fashion, it is, of course, a high-speed pursuit.
I'll tell you that the technology exists to make keeping the Night Sun on that truck very, very easy. All they have to do is mount it on a system that is designed for holding cameras with the camera, and you can lock and hold a position. But if you can sync the two, it works.
That's right.
Should we open within days, not weeks? That's good news.
I think a newer model vehicle. It's been through a little wear and tear, but you see she is accelerating here. You know, it always depends, too. If it's a stolen vehicle, the details of that theft matter, because it always, of course, depends on how much fuel was in the tank when it was stolen, but it also depends on when it was stolen. Has she been driving the stolen vehicle around town for the past few days, for a week? Has it been stolen for a while? Or did that theft just happen this afternoon? We just don't know the answer to those questions. Presumably, law enforcement may have more details than we do. Certainly, it's simple enough to run the plates and find out who the proper owner of the vehicle is and what the situation is. But in any event, you now see two primary units, a primary unit and a secondary unit, I should say, as well as California Highway Patrol's helicopter pursuing from above there. So a very, very precarious situation around all of this other traffic here on the 10 freeway. And again, it's worth reiterating, the further west we go, she will eventually run into a detour, which we are well aware of.
I think the him saying that that's a very difficult job to do was just a professional courtesy, basically saying, hey, I can do it with the camera. You should be able to do it with the light.
Yeah, and it also makes you wonder, you know, this all started in East LA. This has turned into basically a joyride, Colleen, to take it all the way out into, you know,
we're obviously only hearing one half of the conversation.
Play those games in El Monte, trying to, you know, run from CHP up there on Peck Road, and only to get back on the 10 freeway of all freeways to head back towards downtown. It just tells you that there is no real clear destination in mind here. My money says that she is enjoying her last few miles of freedom here until that truck does indeed run out of gas and she starts to look for an opportunity to either give herself up peacefully or try and dump the vehicle some other way. It certainly is evident that she may look for an opportunity to run, considering that she came to a very long, pregnant pause under that freeway earlier. You got the impression that she was thinking about maybe getting out, dumping the vehicle.
Or
I was looking for her to come out on foot on the other side of that overpass, but she just crept along and managed to stay in the vehicle and continue the pursuit. And so, you know, we'll see what's going through her mind. You never know what's going through somebody's mind in a case like this. Are they under the influence? Are there other factors at play here? How desperate is the individual? And, of course, the big question is, if there are any other crimes associated, is this person armed, or is it only the truck that those officers are concerned with? They treat all these suspects as if they're possibly armed, of course, but do they have any intel telling them otherwise? Do they know if there were other weapons used in a previous crime? Was this a carjacking? Again, questions we just don't know the answer to yet.
It's my favorite shot when they get the other helicopter in the shot with the car right there. That's it. This is good cameramanship right there.
Right. Exactly. It's one of those two, presumably. She does not want to give herself up here. Now we have a third unit joining the pursuit. That's going to give them more options. But you're right. It really is one of those two things. Most likely, either there's another crime here that she's running from, or potentially in a not so great state of mind, and that could be why she's refusing to pull over here. If she's experienced at this, she may know. If she, in other words, if she's a career criminal, for example, I'm not saying she is, but if she is, then she knows the drill. She knows what's awaiting her, which could be a night in jail. But then again, it might not even be a night in jail. It may be a few hours in jail, and she could be right back on the street. So she doesn't see the need to pull over right away. She's calculating her risk, and she thinks maybe it's worth taking her chances. Maybe she can get away and avoid the arrest altogether. Already, worth reiterating, LAPD was willing enough to let this go. She tested their patience. Now she's back in their jurisdiction. So she's taken the 10 freeway back into LAPD's jurisdiction where this began. If she gets off the freeway, LAPD will be involved, and they probably won't be as gentle this time around. They won't be as willing to let her go.
That's not a lane, right?
Right
That's
now,
a shoulder.
we should say California Highway Patrol, the primary agency here, and now we start to see that heavy, heavy traffic here on the 10 freeway coming to a stop here, or not a stop, but coming to a crawl as bumper-to-bumper traffic as she navigates the East LA interchange.
Yeah, this is not going well.
Getting off.
I don't think she wanted to get off there. Is she going to head back?
We don't know. But look at that. She really just picked up speed there. Get off the freeway now on Mission Road at a high rate of speed. Throw up the real-time speed tracker. We see her at 50 miles per hour. She was going much faster a second ago as she tried to outrun that cop at the intersection. Again, CHP, the primary agency here. To answer your question, Colleen, we don't know who else is in the vehicle, but I sense a lot more aggression just in the last few seconds that she got off the freeway. She felt the pressure from all of that traffic. The 10 freeway was at a standstill if she stayed on it. A spike strip was not an option. A pit maneuver was not an option. And so now California Highway Patrol finds themselves back on surface streets as she navigates the LA River here. She's over the river at 1st Street, the 1st Street Bridge, heading into downtown LA.
It's a pretty bridge. The commuter train for your bingo cards, if you had that on your card. You have a commuter train.
Using that shoulder. Yep. Look at this. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, it's scary because you hear the sirens and you instinctively want to pull over to the right, but she's passing to your right, and so it just increases the risk for more collisions here. Now she's back to their left. They hear the sirens. They're pulling over to the right. You've got 3 units right behind her here, and she is in another major intersection coming up here at 1st Street and Hewitt Street. That's going to be another red light that she just blew through. Those 3 units going through the red with her, lights and sirens on. Pedestrians crossing the street as she makes a wild left southbound turn onto Central Avenue, now in downtown LA, where the streets are much narrower, the buildings are much taller, and the pedestrian traffic is much heavier. We will see if they continue this pursuit. If the speeds continue at this rate, they may let the helicopter do the work here, but right now she is really pushing it down a pretty empty Central Avenue, but you never know when somebody's crossing the street through this part of town. We're just entering Skid Row.
I think that's at least 4 red lights, maybe 5 she's gone through so far.
Right, so that would be surveillance mode, and that is another possibility. That is an option at their disposal if they just want to not spook the person and take some of the pressure off, but continue to keep an eye on her. Many of these helicopters are equipped with infrared technology, so even though they don't have the nights on her for our advantage, they still see a very clear image on their screens inside the cockpit of her movements. California Highway Patrol does have that technology at their disposal. Right now, those 3 pursuing officers still able to keep a solid visual. Rob, help me out really quick. Are their lights still on, or did they turn them off? I think they're off. So now they're following. They backed way off. They're still following, but from a distance. Going the wrong way. Ooh, threading the needle here on Central Avenue, Colleen. This is scary. A lot of rush hour traffic here on a busy Central Avenue. Another intersection finally
pulled up behind a cop.
For the first time.
There's a cop directly ahead of him.
She's behind another patrol car. Look at that.
He has no idea.
Even know. That's an LAPD officer. He doesn't even know. He's not even aware, I don't think.
They're like, let's not turn there. Let's go a different way.
Well, here, look, passenger door, front and rear door popping open. A passenger stepping out of the vehicle, the driver coming out the other side. We're at Central Avenue and Olympic Boulevard. They have lots of backpacks, a dog, another dog involved in this pursuit, and now CHP is probably, look at this, they're running through traffic with the dog. They're running through traffic with those belongings, dumping the vehicle in the middle of Central Avenue, now running for it along Olympic Boulevard at Central, continuing now down the sidewalk where we know for a fact law enforcement is close by. We have helicopters in the air. There are plenty of eyeballs on these two suspects. They will be taken down here one way or another in short order. But that dog, as you know, Colleen, is going to come into play here as they approach these two individuals. I suspect they probably would have already done it, but now that decision-making is made all the more complicated by that large dog. Front.
There's the one up ahead, and then the one with the dog behind. They're staying with the driver, which is typical for the news. When there's a bailout, oftentimes the news camera will stay with the driver, unless they've coordinated with the police on a split up.
Here they come. Here they come. Here come those units, and we will see how this plays out. They're coming up ahead of her. I think they're well aware. I believe my money. Yes, that was the driver. That is the driver. It looked like, hard to tell, but it looked like a male passenger, female driver, male passenger. Both grabbed their belongings, a couple of pretty hefty backpacks and duffel bags. And I've lost a visual of the passenger, but we're going to stay right behind. Over to the left, Rob. I think she's in front of the truck. Is she under the tree? Under the tree. Okay, behind the truck, under the tree. Behind the truck, under the tree with the dog. Here comes CHP. They're in front of her, and I don't have a good here. Is that an officer? I can't tell. That's the girl. Okay, that's the girl. She's on the phone. There's the dog. Passenger and driver together with the dog behind that truck. Here comes another black and white under the tree here. We with their guns drawn. No guns. Oh, here's the gun. Okay, weapons out, pointed directly at those suspects. And now we'll try and get a better vantage point underneath this tree. They're running. Running without the dog. Running without the dog, two officers in foot pursuit through traffic here on Olympic Boulevard, a very busy Olympic Boulevard, a city bus right there, and now she's being taken down to the ground. Look at this. The driver being taken down to the ground by two officers, and we still have to look out for that passenger and the dog as soon as we, okay.
The bus driver's like,
let's go ahead and just tilt up and see if we have any other activity behind that truck. I suspect they may have caught up with him as well. It was right near that tree in front of the truck. I'm not sure if there were enough units to converge there. Only those two patrol cars, and they may not have, the cops have the dog. An officer with the dog, for sure? Okay. We believe. So we can, There is the passenger. Oh, it's the passenger without the, okay, we thought it was an officer. Okay, this is the passenger. Another female. Is that a female? It's another female. So two females. This is the passenger. A little bit of confusion up here. That is the passenger with the dog. She's now on the phone, and now those two patrol cars are right next to her. So presumably, she may be willing to give up. Something tells me she may have had enough, and she is ready and willing to give herself up here.
Nope, she was headed away. Takedowns on the other side of that bus.
I mean, she has plenty of opportunity to walk away. Now she's walking away, but it's also worth mentioning we don't know if that person was being held against their will, if they were a willing participant in that pursuit. Those variables matter as well. But now she is indeed walking away from the scene here. Police are making their way over here. Not quite fast enough, but they are making their way over here. I can confirm that there are officers making their way back over to this area. Do you see them, Rob? I don't. So somebody's near that patrol car. That would be one of the officers who will likely make their way down the sidewalk here. She appears to be relatively composed here with the dog, just kind of standing by and ready to cooperate. She appears willing to cooperate. She is guilty by association. However, she has not committed any crimes that we have seen. This is, again, the passenger in that pursuit.
If you had a one-wheel scooter on your bingo card, you just had one drive by the other direction. So that's check that off as well. She's just casually walking her dog. Stolen vehicle, stolen car was the original want.
It's possible. Yeah, you mean just let the passenger go? It's possible. It's possible. We heard them making their way over towards her on the radio, but they have had plenty of opportunity now, and I have not seen any officers. As she approaches Central and Olympic again, those two officers are staying put with the driver, and that would coincide with what you were saying, Colleen.
I thought that was the passenger. Yeah, I'm sure the police would want her. They're not just going to let her go. There's no way.
Yeah.
This segment sponsored by
They don't,
McDonald's.
but at the same time, there's a lot of other factors here. We just don't know. We don't know. For example, is that stolen property that she's carrying? Are there any other crimes associated with this? Now, you would think by now they would have already approached her. We are told that they were trying to, but in any event, you can see her now sheltering at this McDonald's, just kind of waiting by. We still hear them on the radio trying to find their way over towards her. Here's an LAPD unit now turning the lights and sirens on in front of the McDonald's, and maybe they're going to try and approach her now. We're going to stick with this because I feel like she's going to cooperate, but I do think they do want to talk to her at the very least. You're right. She hasn't committed any major crimes that we are aware of as a passenger. She is not the driver that was breaking all those road rules. However, she still is a witness to all of this, and even if an arrest on her part is just more paperwork for those officers, she still has information at the very least to provide and help them prosecute the case against the driver. So they've got to find out at least what the situation is if they can, and even the dog. We don't even know if that's her dog. Even we really don't know. Most likely her pit bull, but yeah.
Is that a pit bull? The dog's like, she's like, I need to go. The dog's like, no, I've got something to do right here. So
here they come. LAPD now pulling up next to her. They're going to approach, and she's going to drop the leash. She did drop the leash for a second. This is delicate.
They're going to be really cautious with the dog.
Let's hope she cooperates here. You see, they haven't even drawn their weapons yet. So that shows you we're back into another situation, not dissimilar to the pursuit last week up in Ventura County, where there was a large dog that they had to negotiate with. Now it's a pit bull who is standing right next to what appears to be the owner, we are presuming, and those officers trying to negotiate. There are weapons drawn, but they're approaching delicately, and now she's walking away. This is not good. This is not good. Now they can't see her hands. This is not good. I don't. Okay, tie it up to the pole. Maybe they're asking her to do that, or maybe she's volunteering to do that. Yeah. Again.
Glad the dog didn't get.
And they may just talk to her. They may not even execute an arrest. They may just take her in for questioning temporarily and see what her involvement is. Unlikely, but in any event, you just don't know. You just don't know, because the fact of the matter is now, if she is taken in, now they have to call animal control or a relative and handle the animal. So at least the dog is safely tied up to the pole, and they can now talk to the owner and figure out the rest.
Did we get to the end? Is this how? Oh, the dog sits down. It's done. He'll just chill there. It's a happy puppy. Doesn't seem to be in distress at all. It was wagging its tail. They'll take care of the dog here in a minute.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's a good analogy.
Where's the backpack? Did they get the backpack? ditch the backpack there
potentially,
in the
I
median.
think you might be right here. Again, they may just talk to her as long as she's cooperating and has a reasonable story, I guess you'd say. But, it's not lost upon these officers, though, that these two, especially the driver, albeit, but these two put a lot of lives in danger over the course of this pursuit here. So this is not something that should be taken lightly, and they certainly don't want to make the wrong example out of them either. It's not the best practice to let suspects go, especially on live television, dare I say, but it's definitely something that requires some follow-through, even if even if it's just collecting a witness statement and giving her a citation to appear in court. It could be as simple as that.
So they're about eighth of a mile apart. I'm sure they're going to bring them closer together in the same building here soon. You never know, they could be cellmates for the night.
Yep, a lot of resources dedicated. They want to get to the bottom of this. It was their pursuit to begin with. Now you have California Highway Patrol handling the driver over here, but this is a mutual effort between LAPD and California Highway Patrol. Plenty of paperwork for both agencies to complete tonight, and eventually they will sort this out and decide to hand this over to a prosecutor at some point. Now, what the future holds for her is quite honestly an open question. Does she spend the night in jail, or is she basically released in short order? It really is an open question, and it's part of what motivates some of these folks who refuse to pull over for law enforcement.
The dog's still tied up to the pole here. We're trying to see what happens to it at the end. Hopefully they give us some resolution there. The backpack hasn't been searched. I think it's still sitting over there in the median behind the rock. I'm not sure if they know it's even there.
That's true, and it might only be my fourth pursuit with a dog.
Oh, there you go. Officer grabbed the backpack.
Are you a dog person?
I'm a dog person, but I'm more of a cat person, but I didn't know it until I got a cat. All right, there we go. That was it. I care more about the dog, says Marie. Most likely animal control would come for sure. Unless they had a family member that could come pick it up. We were just watching a little bit we were going to do some court hopping, but then I saw there was a police chase last night, and I know Brandy covered it and did a great job doing so, but it was new to me, so thank you for indulging me while I got to watch that for the first time. Yep. I'm glad they found the bag. I was concerned about that. Unfortunately, the dog will also be behind bars. Yeah. Yep. Dog was in no hurry. All right. It is only 10:21. We have a couple things happening in court that are big. Obviously, the Murdaugh hearing is going on. There's also a case happening that Brandy is covering with the girl that was left for dead in the ditch. The police chase happened last night in around LA. See, Murdaugh's getting ready to start. I know Brandy's going to cover that. Here's what I'm going to do. Every morning when I feel great, I start, and then I start live streaming, and I'm already clammy and feeling like I'm not over yet. And I'm frustrated. I wish I could be at full strength here. I think I have enough strength to do some research and get prepped for Monday. But if I port you all over to Brandy's channel, so you can watch the Murdaugh hearing as well as the trial she's following, that would be wonderful. I would appreciate it if you go over and watch with her today and be kind to her as you're kind to me. That would be excellent. So I'm going to send you guys over to Brandy with specific instructions that the first thing you do when you arrive is to click the like button, and then you can say whatever in chat after that. But click the like button over there. Let Brandy know that we appreciate what she does. Thanks for her covering that last night live when it happened. That is awesome. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone. Make that day just a little bit better. Get feeling better, all of you who are sick. And I'm going to try to do the same. So, a little more rest. I might take some Tylenol here as well because the headache's coming back. But where's your Gatorade? The Gatorade is in the fridge. It's chilling. I'm going to go grab a bottle of it right now. But just say goodbye and get some rest, Stuart. All right. That's it. We'll do it. Thank you all. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I'm hoping for back to regular on Monday with a new trial to follow or an old trial we can catch up on. It's going to be a short week next week. Most courts are not holding court Thursday and Friday because of the American Thanksgiving holiday. And then Friday usually is taken as a holiday as well. So it's going to be a short week as far as trial goes. We might have some more police chases. We might have some other videos to watch that way. But either way, it's going to be fun. As all of you are preparing, if you are preparing for family to come and join you or you join them, please be safe in your travels throughout this holiday season. Please be careful. There are crazy people like the ones we just watched on the road, and just be aware of your surroundings. Hopefully we'll all be safe throughout the holiday period. Thank you all. Be good to each other. We'll see you guys on Monday morning. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. We're going to portal everybody over to Brandy right now. We'll see you in a little bit. Bye.
I was kicked back, taking it easy.